Camppal and had them send me their smallest lightweight backpacking tent. This one packs down to about 17.5 inches by 4 by 4 and weighs 2.7 pounds. Opened up, it is 8.2 feet by 3 by 3 and a little over 3 foot tall. So very small, and I think it's going to be perfect for my backpacking needs. So let's open this up and see what it is like set up out here in the yard. Because this tent is so small, I feel like we can open it up a little bit here in the shop on the table. So the carrying bag does come with these straps on the side to cinch it down and a carrying handle. The bag, as you can see, is more than enough to hold this tent. I think they probably could have done with shrinking it down by a good 6 inches there. But maybe it's more difficult to get back in than we think. But this side, the bag has got a cinch cord, which is nice to keep everything in place. Go ahead and open this up. Cool, so everything that's in the bag, they've got it tied down here. I will probably be removing these ties just for the weight saving. I can already tell you the floor of this tent is much, much sturdier than most. I like that. Very cool. All right, let's take this outside and get it set up. I opted to go with the green version because I felt like it would be camouflaged out in the woods the best. So I've got a bag of stakes. Here's the fly right here. It's so tiny. I like it. Now inside the fly, there is some assembly instructions. It's just a single page, front and back. I'll bring you up close for that in just a minute. It's got the single pole here that goes to get this installed. It's a nice lightweight aluminum. I'm feeling inside of the pole bag that there is also a sleeve, which is a repair sleeve for this. That's very nice to have. I probably will keep that in the bag. Set the fly over here for a second, and we'll open up the stake bag. Pretty standard lightweight aluminum. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 stakes. Oh wait, ha, we got a 9th. It was hanging out there in the bag. Okay, obviously this is my first time setting up this tent, but there is a sleeve that you have running the full length of the tent. It's just a simple matter of putting the single pole into that sleeve. Here on the end, there is a little key-shaped aluminum piece that will hold the pole. So far, so good. Now it's just a matter of putting the stakes out on the side. The stakes go into these little loops here on the edge of the tent. And there's the first portion of the tent without the fly installed. If it was going to be a nice night, that's all you'd really have to have. So let's go ahead and open this up here and see what's inside. It does have the double zipper, so you can go all the way down to the side there. And you do have the toggle and loop, so you can keep this door out of your way. Let's just do this for a second. So the nylon sides are your typical ripstop, but the floor is much thicker. I'm really impressed with that. I don't think you'd need to have a ground cloth with you. So it does have seamed bottom here, so it's got a tape on there, which should keep you good. Some people don't like to have a floor with the seams, but this one's got it. So let me see if I climb in here real quick, what kind of features we've got. It's got, of course, the bathtub sides, which come way up here. And then there's a bag on both sides for your storage. And then it's got a single loop right up here, so you can store your lantern. Very cool. All right, let me see how well I fit in here. I'm right at 5'10", sometimes 5'11". So let's see how well I fit in here. Yeah. Should have pitched this thing on less of a hill. All right, so my feet are about 3 inches or so from the far side. And up here I've got over a foot before I touch. Very cool. So, yeah, this is more than enough room for one person to be comfortable sleeping. Now, I'm actually a stomach sleeper, so I think that extends a little bit here. So, feet are just barely touching. Yeah, more than enough room for someone who is probably up to like 6'3" to fit in here. Pretty comfortable. Let me zip up this door real quick. No resistance on the door, it's zipped up quite nice. And the mesh is that real fine stuff that will keep out even the no-see-ums quite nice. One thing I really like is the amount of ventilation in this tent. So having the almost entire top of this made from mesh will definitely help you do that. Oops. I probably shouldn't be testing this out with a screwdriver in my pocket. Welcome to Land House. Toggles here. I think most of the time I would probably just throw the door in here and not put the toggles, but that can at least help get it out of the way for now. All right, let's put the fly on. All right, let's get the fly unrolled and put up here. It looks like the fly is supposed to attach to the ring down here with this plastic hook, just like that. And then from there, the stakes are what pull this out away from the tent. So let me get those stakes real quick. And then here on the front, the door is the full side of the tent. And so I'm just going to use one of these cloth loops here and get this put down into the ground. Very nice. I like how it's totally covering the tent. Hopefully it does the same over here on the other side. So I'm noticing that it's pretty much going to the same place where the other stakes are. So let me just try hooking it up to the stakes that are already there. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. It's looking pretty good so far. I don't know if this should be on this side of the seam there, probably. So this side over here totally covered the tent. Let's open this up. Now they do advertise that you could use this other loop here to attach to a trekking pole, and that would get you up here to have kind of a vestibule that opens up and would allow you to have airflow and still some rain protection. These seams are all taped as well. Yeah, so if it was just a straight down rain, you could put this up on a trekking pole and it would allow you to have that open air there. But you'd probably want to get some string or some paracord to hold this up. And so if you used the tent itself for if you use these stakes here instead of the ones that I put in, yeah, so that opens up a free stake We had, what, 2 left, 3 left? Yeah, so one of these can be used here on the back if you need to, just to kind of give that a little extra taut there. And then so you can use these extra 2 that are in the bag as the stake out for your vestibule here. It's about to start raining, and so let's leave this up and we'll do a rain test. I think that'll be fun. Let's just put these things in here, get out of the rain. Okay, screwdriver. All right, we'll do a vestibule size test whenever this rain passes. Okay, it rained lightly for about 15 to 20 minutes, nothing too serious. Let's go ahead and pop that off of there. So yeah, I like this so far. Let's do our walk around and we'll see that vestibule size, and then we'll put it back in the bag and see how well that works. I think you could adjust the stakes a little bit if you wanted to get some of that out, but it's doing just fine. Very cool. So if it were raining on you and you had to climb in, let's see how awkward it would be to unzip one side like that. So your vestibule size is not much, so you definitely would be getting wet as you climb in here. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh man, got warm in there real quick. Okay, uh-oh, sun's coming out just as I'm climbing in here. So let's go ahead and zip this up briefly. I don't want to get too roasted out here. So your vestibule size is about 1.5 feet, and then of course almost the full 8 foot. So as far as water goes, nothing got in here for that short little rain. But I am sweating enough that it's about to get wet in here. So, all right. Whew. And here's what the tent looks like when the flap has been rolled up. So if you're looking for a very minimalistic kind of tent with just enough storage space up in the front to keep your things and a sleeping bag and pad, then I believe this is the one you're gonna go for. I actually spent some time looking around on the internet, and this tent here was the lightest with a single pole and the smallest footprint and fit in a pack well. It just seemed like a really good tent for this kind of, for my kind of camping. So, all right, let's see how well this thing folds back up into the bag. Some people like to stuff their tents back into the bag. I prefer to roll mine. It just seems to fit better that way. So I'm gonna put the fly back zipped up here. It looks like the next band of this rainstorm is on the way, so we'll try to get this put away kind of quick here. In the past, I have preferred tents that were 2-person and used trekking poles to hold it up, but I don't know, there's just something about having your trekking poles if you want to go for a hike while your tent is set up. You just can't because of that. So that's where this idea came in, to get a tent that was able to just use its single pole to hold itself up. All right. Fold this in half like a taco. Set it over to the side for a moment. there we go. Pretty quick to do that. I may use one of the ties they provided to keep this together. I like this tent a lot. So this one is called the MT051, and it is definitely a one person. There's no way you would squeeze two people into this tent unless you were really close.